You are now listening to the Mayor's Office podcast. Enjoy.
Yes. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm pretty crispy. I had a good week.
Yeah.
Everything blessed. It's winter all of a sudden, even though I'm dressed like it's summertime in here, but it's winter
The
outside.
studio's a little warm.
Well, I'm about to show up in jerseys every single episode. At least until I run out of jerseys, I'm going to start with just jerseys all the way.
I need to get my jersey collection up for next summer, man. I plan on taking some trips, and I don't have enough.
Yeah. What's your number one you're going to in terms of a jersey?
For a jersey, I got my favorite players jersey, Chris Paul.
Okay.
So I have that down, but I'm probably going to go for like a young buck for my next one. Maybe like Scotty. Scotty would be a good one. I like Cade too. I want to get a Detroit jersey because I like the blue.
Yeah, that's a fly color.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I rock with that.
But I can't. I'm not really predicting this Toronto weather right now. We're all over the place. You go outside in the morning and it's the depths of winter.
Dead ass.
Midday, then it turns into fall. You can wear a tracksuit. Then around 2:00 when the sun's out, it's summer again.
It's tough for me because when it's that cold, like I'm trying to put a toque on,
Yeah.
A hat is cool, but you need to really keep that heat in. But I can't just put a toque over my braids. Like I gotta do-rag it up, and then toque it up. I can't be having to do that 3 times in a day because the weather keeps switching. I gotta be like, like we can keep it one way or not. So I'm not rocking with it at all.
It's Doug Ford, man. He has the weather machine on deck, bro. He's trying to control when we go outside.
I said the weather machine.
But yes. Welcome to the Mayor's Office podcast. I'm your host, Ralph, aka the Mayor.
Your boy AdrielSmiley.com, Adriel Smiley Official, aka the Godfather.
The Godfather. I like it.
That's a new one. Shout out Brittany B.
So yeah, this is the Mayor's Office. Me and Adriel, we sit down. We talk to you guys about sports, music, pop culture, and our lives and everything in between. So really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. And this is episode 2. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel like the first episode, I did a lot of snitching on myself.
You did, yeah. I got that criticism for sure.
That will not be happening again. So anyone who's listening from episode 2 on, you're gonna different dude than you got episode 1.
But the viewers, and the listeners, they need salacious content for them to like chew on. You know what I mean? So you got to snitch on yourself every now and again.
Every now and again, but definitely not like that. Maybe I might have to snitch on myself from a past time.
True. Hashtag DM demon.
Hashtag. It's all entertainment. It's all jokes. It's all jokes.
I hear that. So I know you got a chance to listen to the first episode. Do you have any critiques? Anybody talk to you about it? Positive feedback, negative feedback? How was it?
I would say the critique that I have is our transitions. I was going between topics for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I liked it. But obviously, I'm biased.
I know.
I rock with me. I rock with you.
Yeah.
So.
I think one thing we gotta know too the listeners gotta know is this is our first episode, so it's like the transitions. It's not where we need it to be because me and Adriel are like such good friends that we're just like talking. And we kind of forget that this is a whole production. There's like 3 fucking cameras here and shit, mics. We got a whole setup and everything. So, but we are coming from the ground up. But yeah, we're a little comfortable being homies and
for sure. Nah, but I think we did a first episode. How do you feel about it? Like, what do you appreciate the criticism? Like, how do you feel about it?
I feel good, bro. It's kind of weird hearing your own voice sometimes. Have you ever listened to your voicemail?
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah,
I'm like, who is that nigga?
Bro, I'm telling you. So I think that I sound a certain way. And then I re-listen to myself. I'm like, yo, who the hell is this guy, man?
Yo, you never feel cooler hearing your voicemail. Even though people have told me they like my voice, it's all type of gas.
Yeah.
When I hear my voicemail, I'm like, that nigga is not fly.
Bro, I like to throw in like big words here and there in my speech. But when I hear back to it, I'm like, yo, this is not Ralph. This is not that guy.
Yo.
But overall, I felt like the episode went pretty good, man. Like, especially for our first episode, a collab. Shout out to you guys again. You guys always like helping us out with everything. So big ups to Kyle and Crispy. Those are our producers. So shout outs to them. But overall, the episode went well. Yeah, definitely the transitions and stuff. But I like taking criticism from people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you typically feel about that, but I like listening to like some feedback.
I'm actually anti-feedback. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I don't even be asking for it. If people give me feedback, like most of the times, like I'll get extremely offended for no. Like I know it's not rational, but that's really what it will be. I had a job interview this past week, and someone was like, you know what? In your last job interview, you probably were too comfortable. Can probably keep it more professional this time. And in my head, I was like, what are you talking about? Like that's obviously great advice.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but that's just how I am. So I usually don't even ask for criticism, feedback, just because I don't want to have any outside opinions, so I can keep my vision how my vision is. But you know, that's just me.
That's fair. With the criticism for me, I only want it from select people. If I don't like rock with you or fuck with you consistently, I don't really want to hear too much feedback from you unless you're within the realm of whatever I'm trying to do. So if I'm a photographer, I do videography. If you're a videographer or a photographer and you're giving me advice and I don't really rock with you like that, I'm not ignorant to your opinion. But if you're not somebody I talk to consistently, or you're not somebody within that realm, I really don't give a shit what you have to tell me.
Yeah. You got to have some credentials.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I definitely had a few friends kind of talk to me about certain things and stuff like that, which was like really welcome for me. I know you're anti-feedback, but I appreciated that for sure.
Yeah, I'm anti-asking for feedback. I think when people give it comes from a good place, and you're like, okay, you're actually trying to help.
Yeah,
and usually
for sure.
it's helpful. Even something I said to you about our pod about the audio was something that someone who also did a radio show told me when I was doing my show.
Yeah,
and that's where that came from. So it's like feedback is helpful, but I usually don't always ask for feedback, which is like a horrible practice to keep.
it is. Yeah.
But that's just how I've grown. In here we have our Toronto creatives getting their shine now more than ever.
Oh my God! See, we just did the transition thing again. So it's definitely something that we are continuously working on.
Work in progress.
We do have like our list of topics, so we had to do a little switch up here. So what was the next thing that we're gonna talk about?
Our Toronto creatives getting their shine.
Toronto creatives getting their shine
now more than ever.
I do feel like they are. Are we talking about like artists? Are we talking about creators in general? Are we talking about business owners? Like, what do you?
I would say any creatives, like any art, whether it's dance, music, visual. But I would say, yeah, for sure. I feel like if you're a creative from Toronto, like you don't have that like bounds anymore. You can't do certain stuff. I feel like, short of LA, like you can get whatever opportunity you want, because Netflix has spaces here, Amazon spaces, YouTube has spaces here. Like all these big movies are shot here, shows are shot
here. So you feel
like
you have the opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
More than ever.
Even just logistically, like we have the talent for sure.
Yeah.
But logistically, you can get the shine from your talent more than ever here.
I think the talent thing was never in question with Toronto. I feel like we have a plethora of talent in so many different fields, but I do feel like we have to support each other more, especially with music. I see talented artists that aren't getting pushed, but literally as soon as they leave the city and they get that push from, I don't know if they go to New York or Atlanta or LA or whatever, then we start recognizing them different. And we've seen this happen to so many different artists that it's crazy. Like you take the Drakes of the world, Bieber, Tory Lanez, for example. As soon as they left the city, that's when we here started giving them that extra push and support, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, no, we need to do better at that. And I see that with artists that I rock with, that I would feel like there would be more people like me who are, doing journalism, radio, who would be like, okay, this artist is talented, let me rock with them, see what they're about. And it feels like that's not happening as much. It's more like, for sure, we might do business, but it's not just, oh, I rock with you, let me put your music in the hands of these people, or let me help you any way I can. So I feel like it's weird. We're not, I feel like we're not as much screw face.
Yeah.
But we're still a little screw.
Yeah, there's a little screw in there.
Yeah, we ain't all the way cozy with each other.
But you're going to events, right? You're going to like music events around the city. How's the energy been with those?
Still a little standoffish. And I don't know if it's Toronto or if it's COVID, you know, I don't know which one it is, but a little standoffish. But still good energy for sure. But you know, I think there is still a little bit of standoffishness at first, and I think that especially because like COVID's been the past 18 months or so. There's people who you know online who you're probably seeing for the first time in person. And how people are dealing with that, I think it's interesting. Like me, I'm just like, if I see someone that I haven't met in person, I'm just like, yo, what's up? You know?
Yeah, I never really factored in the COVID thing, especially with the creators trying to put out material and content during all of this. You don't get that interpersonal feel. Mm-hmm. So I do feel like more events need to really, really happen within Toronto. Last weekend, I went to this event for like black men's male like hair products and stuff like that. And it was like a mixer, so it was pretty cool. Okay. So shout outs to Maneuver. But it was like connecting a whole bunch of different business owners and creators and stuff like that. So that shit was dope to me, to be honest. I definitely look to attend more events like that.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe of me. Like, I think I'm not going to be going to clubs as much and all that type of stuff.
We done with clubs, eh?
Clubs, fets, like I definitely like want to go places where I could dance for sure, but the like 50 niggas and you know all that type of stuff is not my vibe. Like, you know, some of these, you know, parties that I've been to, like that are more industry events or like, you know, music related parties, I could those are a decent enough vibe where it's like this people are still trying to have some fun and drink and turn up, but no one's trying to get blackout. And then house parties, I feel like, you know, because it's been so long that everyone's been away, some people are opening up their crib again to say, let me have something at the crib, not something at the crib. So I'm in all that.
So you're more of a house party guy as opposed to going to a club, like those type of events?
Yo, 100%. How I'm sitting right now is how I be at every party.
I feel real comfortable in a house party. Like the attire that you have to come in, you can come in more comfortable attire. I feel like if you're single, you can talk to more people more comfortably.
Expeditiously.
Yeah, expeditiously. You can talk to whoever you want to, and you can kind of dictate your own energy. When you're in a club, it's you're going into like a business, like a space. Like everything is forced on you. Like you got to buy drinks, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like the people that you're talking to, it just feels like superficial to me, you know. But I'm definitely a house party person for sure.
What? For sure. Like I went to party at someone's apartment like maybe a couple weeks ago, and like I literally sat in one spot on the couch for hours, had a great time. And then I went outside and smoked and sat outside in that next spot for the next few hours, and I had a great time.
That's good.
Like, you know, it was straight. Like you can't sit for 5 hours in a row at a club and feel like you're having fun. That's just like hard to do.
Nah, and for me, when I go to clubs, I make sure that I try to get a booth, which in Toronto, if you know, like that shit is expensive for no reason. 300% markup for nothing. So when I get to the club after spending all this bread for the booth, I feel like I'm only there for 4 hours. So I'm really trying to exercise the amount of money that I spent per hour. Like I've done this, like Kyle knows this. Like we definitely got together and linked up. So I sit back and okay, if I spent $200, $300, $400, $500, am I dividing this by the hour? Did I really just spend $100 per hour in the club to do what? To go home and watch Netflix at the end of the night. So I don't really see the value to that as opposed to like a house party when I can really enjoy myself, talk to whoever I want to talk to, not deal with a bouncer that doesn't that bouncer that's having a bad fucking day.
Yo, I said the bouncer before you even get in.
Bro, I can wear whatever shoes I want, man. I like my Air Forces, bro. I can't bring that into Lovell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like me, if I can't go somewhere in a hoodie, then I don't really want to go there. That's just how I want to live my life. So
you're a Toronto man.
Give me a hoodie and cargo pants and we're straight.
You're
like,
good, bro.
You know,
I hear that.
House party, you can do that for sure. So that's kind of where I'm always gonna be with it.
So with this house party stuff, you know what time of year it's coming up, man? It's spooky season.
The most fertile time of year.
Spooky season is the most fertile time of the year. Halloween.
That's absolutely right.
What makes you say that?
Well, I have a bit of a theory here.
Let's hear it.
Halloween is the party of the year where everyone wants to get the most physical, we'll say.
True.
And, you know, we're all adults here. That can lead to other adults down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And Halloween, leading into the end of the year,
just a lot of conception going on.
A lot of conception, and usually your Halloween John probably gonna be your John for the next 6 weeks. She or he or however they identify might not make it to Christmas, but they might make it through Remembrance Day and and American Thanksgiving. So that's a lot of time to conceive.
So you got a solid 2-3 months out of your Halloween, John. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. Like the Halloween outfits, if any female has gone on Fashion Nova or Pretty Little Thing and checked just their Halloween outfits, I'm telling you, man, it's the sluttiest things you'll ever see. And I'm all down for the empowerment of women and making them feel as strong as they need to, and not objectifying them. But some of those costumes, man, there's like no material.
No, for sure. And here's what I've realized. I've become a master at Halloween, even though I never dress up.
Yeah.
These women want to feel hot.
For sure.
And the worst thing is for you to do all this costume, wear all this minimal material, and look like a bag of bones. So when it's Halloween time and so-and-so is in their costume and it might just be a leotard or it might just be a shoelace strapped around you, you got to let them know you look fly. Like, you killed your costume. You did your thing. You
have to give them that affirmation, that
validation.
That they went out and bought and took the time.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks good.
You don't want to be a creep. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to do that. But I'm like, yo, you're a Playboy bunny. You're the best Playboy bunny I've ever seen.
You're the
this
best
year.
cheerleader I've ever seen. You're the best nurse that I've ever seen. Man, these costumes, I've been seeing the same things, man, for years.
I've never seen a girl go as a nurse. This is incredible to me.
One thing that's crazy that you said, being like the most do you say fertile? The most fertile time?
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really going back and I'm thinking that you might be right. Like, I feel like there's a lot of fornication going around during Halloween, especially for adults, because we just straight up, we have no like purpose for Halloween in terms of family. Mm-hmm. It's just straight up go out, turn up, have fun. I don't feel like Caribbean people dress up for Halloween. I think they think it's a duppy thing. It's very spooky, and it's something that we should not be celebrating. I remember going to church as a kid, and we had like an anti-Halloween party.
With your local anti-Halloween candies.
Yeah. So I don't think it's really celebrated. You feel like in the Black community that we celebrate Halloween?
I was gonna say no, because there's no way my parents celebrating Halloween. Mm-hmm. My mom was one of those church girls that wore skirts in high school. My dad found Jesus and been preaching since he was 16. So
your dad's a preacher?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Since he was 16. So them two is definitely not celebrating no type of Halloween. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people who are like that their families grew up either religious or in the church, whatever it is. Yeah. And Black people are not really celebrating Halloween like that. But like we talked about earlier, and big shout out to Crispy, they will still have the devil involved in different ways.
You gotta explain that.
Well, they're talking about carnival with the costumes, how some people practice voodoo. So it's not that, they're not involved in the same way.
Yeah,
but Halloween,
there's certain cultures that definitely practice.
But Halloween's a no-go for sure.
Yeah, for me, Halloween wasn't the biggest thing. I think growing up in Toronto, in a Black family, when I was a kid, like up until like 10, 11 years old, it was cool. I was allowed to get a costume. We go out trick-or-treating. But when you hit that like pre-teen, teenager years and you want to be with your friends more, you say, yo, this shit's corny. So you have that like 10 years, I'll say 8 to 10 years where you don't dress up, you don't do any of that, but you want to hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
So I had that.
Okay.
And then definitely when you hit your early 20s, then it's party time.
And you got to dress up a little bit.
And then you got to dress up.
I've never been a dress-up guy. I've actually never worn a costume. This might be the first year.
Really?
Never worn a costume.
Wow, okay.
But I got a trick-or-treat story for you.
Yeah, let me hear
I
it.
think we were maybe in grade 11 and grade 12, and we never did, like I said, we never did trick-or-treating growing up. My parents were not with that. We better be in church or at home praying or reading the Bible. Like, we're not doing none of that. And I've been this tall since, like, grade 11.
That's a blessing.
My cousin is like 6'4". He been 6'4"
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
we're walking around looking grown, trick or treated for the first time. We never trick or treated. Like I think he maybe had, but I had it. My brother had it. So we're like, yo, this will be the last. I'm grade 11. Like I can't do this next year.
You guys are just two big black kids.
Yo, big niggas walking around trick or treated. And I took the tie from my robe and tied it across my waist and said I'm a president. Mind you, I'm wearing regular clothes. Duh. I'm in a fit with a tie around my waist saying I'm a president. And I just picture every person we went to their front door seeing a group of niggas. And we're not even saying trick or treat. We're literally just like...
Bro, I'm telling you, I half-assed my costume for the last like 3 or 4 years. I've been a nerd for the last 3 or 4 years. I literally just get a dress shirt that I would use for work. Right, a little pocket protector and some pens. Put some tape on one of my frames.
Oh my god!
And then I'm a nerd, yo. I might ride out my pants, and I'm a nerd. Boom, simple, costume done.
I wanted to do that because I think that nerds are in right now. So I feel like I would rock with that. But I'm like, how many nerds out here have cornrows? I feel like that would just throw it all the way off.
That's very true. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a nerd with some cornrows before. Yeah, I would dress up as Allen Iverson if I had cornrows. Would you?
I have an Allen Iverson jersey actually, so maybe I should.
There
do
you
that. Go.
Yeah. So rock that, bro.
Yeah.
Now people are gonna be looking on your Instagram around Halloween to see if you actually did it.
I might. I'm really not trying to wear a costume, but I guess I can just throw the jersey over a hoodie.
Yeah, you could do that.
And just be like,
you could do that.
I'm AI. Yeah.
So are you going to a Halloween party or what's the deal?
The deal is I actually have 2 Halloween parties. I guess this will be out.
Yeah, you said that.
After the after the parties, so this is fine.
Are they different days or you're picking?
No, they're exactly the same day.
Okay.
They both invited me within 30 minutes of each other.
Ooh.
I said yes to both. I'm gonna go to one first.
Yeah.
And end the night of the other one.
I don't like that etiquette.
What, leaving party?
Yeah, early? I don't like that etiquette. If I have 2 parties, I think it's better to just pick one.
This is a very unique case. Usually I would pick one. This is a very unique case. So one of the parties, this person invited us to the party while we were at a party they had.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we're going. And someone else invited us to the second party, kind of in the same manner, but was like, I'll message you and let you know. Okay. And they messaged me while I was at this other party that I got invited at.
Okay. So I rock with that. But I've been to events where I would have a backup event and leave just in case the event got shitty.
Yeah. So, I feel like we definitely have done that. Like,
yeah. Have you ever talked to a girl at a Halloween party?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
This man said that with the most amount of seriousness.
No, for sure. Like, if you have problem talking to a woman at a Halloween party, then I think that's just, you're out of the game. I think that's over for you. You don't even have to think of anything. You can literally be like, Bunny. That's it. We're talking. That's
just
it.
Straight like that?
Straight like that.
Nah, man. It has to be a little bit more finesse.
It doesn't have to be. Like, for me, it will be. But it doesn't have to be.
So you feel like the conversation's a little bit easier on Halloween?
For sure, because it's like this. There's no barrier to conversation. I think that sometimes, like, some guys have in their head, they're thinking about whatever they're thinking about. And they're like, what am I going to bring up? And it's like, it's just relax. We can talk. We're both humans.
Yeah.
At a Halloween party, like, you could be like, oh, look at this guy's costume. It's Breaking Bad. We both love Breaking Bad. Like, there's a world of...
It's true. You did bring up a little bit earlier, like, complimenting somebody's costume, so that could definitely be the opening line for sure.
You look phenomenal. You are the best nurse anyone's ever seen.
That's hilarious. I know a little earlier you're talking about being a nerd.
Yes.
And I was talking about dressing up as a nerd.
Yes.
So I got a question for you. Is being a nerd accepted now more than ever? For
sure. I would say that being a nerd is maybe preferred.
Preferred in what community?
I would say in general. Like,
in general?
Like, you'd rather have a friend who's a nerd or a partner who's a nerd, because usually those people are trustworthy.
Okay.
I would say.
But there's different types of nerds.
Correct.
There's the smart nerd. There's the sci-fi nerd.
Yes.
What kind of nerd is more accepted?
I would say the smart nerd is definitely more accepted, because I think that people look up to people they think are smart.
Yeah.
So like a little classism in that way.
I hear that.
But the sci-fi nerd, the comic nerd, that type of nerd I think is accepted by their own for sure. Like those people are tight.
I mean, yo, I never considered myself a nerd, but I started watching anime and reading comic books when I was a kid, like really really small, cause I had YTV, so like that opened the door for like the Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff.
YTV
right?
was it.
Yeah. So I never really considered myself a nerd till I started dating, and girls would make fun of me for watching anime.
Oh yeah, girls do that.
Yeah, which kind of hurt me a little bit because I just thought it was just an accepted thing. But yeah, I never really met a girl or dated a girl that was like absolutely cool with anime. Like,
me neither.
Barely has ever happened to me, to be honest.
It's never happened to me. And I don't rock with girls who make fun of guys for watching anime because anime is so tough. Like if you don't know that, I can't help you.
Bro, I'm telling you, I watch anime like religiously. Like I get to the point where I'm reading like manga. Like you know what I mean? So I don't want to get like too nerdy or anything like that. But at the same time, like when it comes to comic books, I'm on that. You want to talk Spider-Man, Batman, whatever, like I'm into that type of media. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the fact that is a nerdy now is pretty weird to me because you're right. Like, that's how a lot of people came up. Like you just always were into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, true.
So it's weird that's nerdy now. But I don't know. I if I were to meet a girl who is like read mad Spider-Man comics or like I've seen every movie in the MCU. Yeah, like I'm gonna look at her like she's a real shorty. Like,
bro, that would be crazy to me. Like I've been in situations where I've explained an anime and they genuinely wanted to hear. And like that to me, I'm like, whoa, yo, you got me now, yo. Let me tell you about Goku right now, girl.
Your heart fluttering a little bit.
Yeah, yo, man, Naruto, man, he's been through some shit. Let me sit down and talk to you about it. But yeah, that and watching like the Marvel movies and stuff like that's really important to me. So
yeah, I've tried like with my ex, I tried a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like a big. I'm like in between. Like I'll watch an anime and then I'll watch something else.
Yeah.
Something else. Like
casual anime.
Casual, yeah.
That's fine.
She was not having it at all. And mind you, I'm just like, the storylines in anime are better than whatever like
Grey's Anatomy or whatever. And I'm not saying they just watch Grey's Anatomy. I'm not saying your significant other is solely watching a certain thing, but I've been seeing memes, videos of people talking about their girlfriends watching like true crime docs and scary movies by themselves, and I can't do it, bro. I just can't do it.
Do people who watch that stuff, are they psycho?
I think they're a little bit psychotic, yeah. Like the people that curl up in the bed by themselves and watch like a Richard Ramirez doc, like it doesn't stick with me, man. That stuff scares me. It creeps me out.
I had a moment where I was really into those docs.
Yeah.
And I felt like something was wrong with me. I was like, I just watched this dude kill like 6 people and I'm about to go to sleep. This is obviously not right for mental health. So in some way, shape, or form, this is not right.
Listen, when you're laying in bed with somebody that watches that consistently and they twitch in their sleep, it might get you a little bit. You know what I mean?
Not the twitch.
There's something going on. Like I twitch in my sleep all the time, so I'm not knocking anybody that does, but there might be something trying to catch my spirit. So I do think that the people that watch those things like religiously, like wait for anticipation for that stuff, it's a little weird to me.
No, and again, I'm an equal opportunity employer. Everyone can live their life, but it is like a little bit like, why are you so into that? Like there is a little bit of a question there. Of course, you gotta let everyone live the life that they want to live.
No, 100%. Okay. What's our next topic?
The importance of a spoiler alert.
Ooh, okay, I got this. All right, so criticisms and feedback that we got.
I know what you say, sir.
Some of the criticisms and feedback that we got were absolutely fair, and I'll tell you one of them right now. We did not put spoiler alerts on the first episode. We were railing off talking about Money Heist, Squid Game, sex education, and we did not give a person enough time to fast forward. So we're definitely going to put some spoiler alerts in front of our show. I didn't realize the importance of a spoiler alert, to be honest.
I should have known better, and we should have definitely said spoiler alert a bunch of times, because when I listen to a pod and I hear spoiler alert, sometimes I just turn the whole pod off. I'm like, y'all might reference it. Yeah. I turn the whole pod off. Mm-hmm. So the fact that I didn't do that for y'all, I'm truly sorry. You deserve better. But you're right. We were spilling all kinds of beans last week.
Man, we were going crazy. I was telling people the ending of Squid Game and who won and all this. And people were not ready for it, man. I had one of my friends, he hit me up and he said he was driving. Mm-hmm. He was listening to the pod, but he had the pod on speaker or whatever, and he's driving in traffic. Mm-hmm. And we started talking about Squid Game. Man said he almost crashed trying to turn the pod off. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, man. I won't do that shit again. I won't tell you nothing about nothing.
I got a question for you guys. How long is it enough for you don't have to say spoiler alert anymore?
Ooh.
How long till the media comes out, like the product?
How long before that statute of limitations is up and you can just talk without saying spoiler alert?
Bro, I feel
2 weeks, a year.
I feel like it depends how popular the show is. Like, you could talk about Squid Game, for example, is like the most popular show out right now. You give that show like a 3 to 4 week grace period. If you haven't watched it by then, like, it's on you. But yeah, like I say, I definitely think that first 2 to 3 weeks, you should kind of cool out a little bit for sure.
I would say that if it's a Netflix streaming type of show that it all comes out at once, 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks is a time, because I think if you were going to watch it right away, that's the time you would start. It gives you time to finish what you're already watching if you're going to finish something, and then start that. But if it's an ongoing show, like a weekly show, then it's until the season's done. You can't say nothing about the season until the season's done.
That's a good point, because when we linked up before the pod, you wanted to talk about you, and I'm only on episode like 3 of the new season, but you had enough respect to say, yo, I'm not gonna ruin it for you. So yeah, I definitely agree. If something comes out all at once, you definitely want to give somebody some time to finish like their other shit up, and then they can come on to whatever that is for sure.
Exactly, because I feel like when it comes to spoilers, certain spoilers are not really gonna ruin things for you as much, for sure. But if you're something you're binging where you're gonna watch like 3 episodes tonight, you're in the mix. Like, even you talking about you right now, you're in the mix, and me knowing what happens after that, like, you're gonna look at what you're watching right now so different. So if I tell you even a little something that happens afterwards, you might not take whatever you're watching now as serious as you're taking it in the moment, which is part of the whole fun of binging it in the first place.
100%. Like, I had a situation where I watched Power like super late. Like, I started watching Power like last year, like last 2 years or whatever, and I caught up and everything. And if you haven't watched Power, it's been enough time, as Crispy asked a little earlier. Like, I can spoil it for you, but this is the original Power. And I was talking to my boy about it, and he's like, yo, how's Ghost's daughter doing? And I'm like, why do you say it like that? What are you talking about? What do you mean, how's Ghost's daughter doing? She's alive and well. What are you trying to tell me right now?
Yo, I hate people that do that, man.
So now I'm sitting there, every single scene she's in, I'm thinking, yo, this girl's gonna die. So when she was about to die, like, I 100% knew the exact episode was gonna be, because she just got a bag of screen time out of nowhere.
Oh wow!
So like, yeah, those type of people, I definitely don't like talking to shows about.
Oh my god! So you must have seen the trailer then for Ghost season 2.
I did, yeah, I watched it. I'm not a big Tariq fan, for anybody that has watched Power or Ghost, but his series has definitely been pretty good for sure.
Can anyone in the comments let us know if you are a Tariq fan? I haven't met anyone who rocks with Tariq. I haven't watched all of Power and all of that, but Tariq is, I feel like, universally not liked. Even me, I don't know. And
I have to shout out Michael Rainey Jr., I think his name is. For you to play a character that people just universally don't like, I have to respect it at the end of the day. Like, there's certain characters in media that people like are synonymous with the actor, with that character. Like, it's because he killed his dad, but he was acting like a piece of shit before that. He was a very spoiled kid. I'm surprised Ghost didn't beat him.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, there's like certain characters that I do feel like you just hate off rip, like Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones.
I was thinking of her too, and the dude who plays Baelish,
Peter Baelish. Yeah,
he's in The Wire as well.
Yeah,
and he's in Peaky Blinders. And his character is annoying in every single one of those shows. I was like, I can't see you on Rose.
There's so many people, man. There's characters that you just hate. Like there's this guy, I don't know if you ever watched Breaking Bad, but this guy named Todd. Oh. I hate that guy with a passion. And I hate him so much.
Todd's the worst.
I hate him so much that when I see that actor in other movies, I just hate him.
You're
like he could be the guy, like the positive, the happy guy, whatever, the main character, and I still hate him because I see him as Todd, the guy that fuck with Jesse.
Todd is the worst.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I forgot about Breaking Bad. That's a throwback.
But yeah, there's definitely some actors that are like synonymous with their character for sure.
The one who I thought of when you talked about characters that you hate, I forget his name, but there was this dude who was always in Medea movies, and he was always putting his hands on women.
Man, and the dark skinned bald guy.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. He was in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Yeah.
And I was just like, any movie I see him in, like I saw him in another movie, and he was with his wife, and I just was like, I know he beats her. That was not his storyline at all. Nothing had been alluded to that, and I just went there already.
I think it's an issue with Tyler Perry movies in general, man. They always have that one dark-skinned black guy that's
the worst
antagonist, and he's just terrible. And his woman is gonna be saved by this light-skinned gardener / contractor / janitor, and the man can cook, clean. And he's terrific in bed. Like this man is the perfect man.
Yo, and the man always has braids too. That's
always has braids. Always.
You seen that? There's a clip of the Boondocks where they're talking about Tyler Perry, that episode.
Yeah. It got to the point where Tyler Perry didn't want that episode aired.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He told, I think Boondocks was airing on BT or Cartoon Network or whatever, and he said, "Yo, I do not want this aired."
Damn.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to air it either. There's a part in it where they're making fun of him and they're like, "Oh yes, this new light skinned man, so loving and so light skinned."
Coming in to save me.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's what it'd be like.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, Boondocks is definitely underrated. New season's coming for sure.
Is it coming for real?
Yeah. They said next year. Obviously, like Witherspoon's not with us right now. Yeah. But yeah, I think they're kind of switch gears on.
I wonder how they're gonna do that.
Direction. This man said he's not with us right now, like he's coming back.
Hey man, he's definitely he could be reincarnated. I don't know what you believe in, bro.
I know
what you believe in.
We're gonna say right now. The thing with Boondocks, like I always remember about the show is, it was on TV. I saw it on TV at first. That's how I got introduced.
Okay.
But how I like watched the show, like every episode was on YouTube. And it's like, Boondocks is one of the rare shows where it had me from the TV time. When it came time to watch it the next way, it went down like that. It's like, do you have like a preference in terms of how you get into a show, like TV? At least what matters to you, because when you watch a show a certain way, I feel like you remember it more.
That's true. I definitely grew up on watching a show weekly and building that anticipation for every single episode if the show's good. If the show's mediocre, then I don't mind binging it. Like Prison Break, for example, is a really good binge show. It's not a perfect show, but it's good to just binge. You have your good cliffhanger or whatever, but when it comes to like a top tier show, like I mentioned, like Breaking Bad, I was hooked. I wanted to watch that every Sunday on AMC. So I guess it just depends on the quality of the show for me. The lower quality shows I definitely would rather stream. So do you like streaming, or do you like watching things like in person, like weekly, going to the movies, stuff like that?
Before I even get to that, you were actually one of the people that put me on to Breaking Bad, even though I didn't watch it till years after.
I mean, we've been talking about it for like this entire pod, so people definitely know I'm a fan of that show.
Hey, but it was you and Umar. Remember Umar?
Yeah, I remember Umar. Shout out to Umar.
Yeah, shout out to Umar. You and Umar were watching it like consistently.
Yeah.
And when I would link with you, you're talking about it, but I wasn't up at all.
Yeah.
And Umar kept spoiling every little freaking thing, and I'm like,
we can't have Umar on the pod, man. He's just gonna spoil it for the fans.
Spoiler.
Sure.
I'm a more in person in terms of watching something either weekly or going to the movies. I rock with the movies, the whole experience of it.
Yeah.
So I rock with that, and then watching something weekly, because right now, this is so unrelated, but right now I'm on a reality TV flex.
Nothing wrong with that.
And weekly I'm watching The Challenge and Survivor.
Nah, you know what? Those type of reality shows, like the game shows, I can't do.
The Challenge. let me talk about the challenge quickly before we get into anything else. I need to put everyone
I
on.
actually don't know what the challenge is.
And I'm going to mention the challenge more than once in this pod, obviously, because the show is a real show. But they call the challenge America's Fifth Sport. The challenge is the challenge is a real physical show. I thought it was just, a couple of reality stars, whatever.
Yeah.
Nah. This, there are pro athletes who can't complete this show. Like, it's that serious of a show. And they've had seasons where they've had pros versus challengers, and the challengers are the ones who win.
Wow.
And basically you do all these challenges, and the final is like a 3-day physical challenge.
Yeah.
And it involves a lot of running, doing puzzles, all that type of stuff. And I tell my friends, I'm like, you got to be basically Kawhi Leonard to win this show. Like, it's that type of level.
Your versatility has to be on point.
On point. So once I realized that what the show was more about, it hooked me. So anyone who's into watching anything physical and competitive, if you're into that, then the challenge is going to be for you.
There's nothing wrong with that. My type of reality show is more drama filled. Like, I kind of grew up on the Flavor of Love, For the Love of Ray J, like shit like that. So yeah, my definite reality type is to go for that. And I was grown up on Jersey Shore as well. So
Jersey Shore.
That's that's a throwback. In terms of reality shows now, I say the last year and a half, I got kind of roped into watching Love Island. So that's
UK or US?
UK originally, okay. But I've been watching the US a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to say out loud, but thank you for bringing the safe space for me to talk about it.
I watched the UK one, and the Love, anyone who's hasn't watched Love Island, it is a very hard show to follow because it's 1 million episodes.
Yeah, so it's a daily thing.
Yeah, so when someone says they watch Love Island, as someone who has watched Love Island, I know that you're not meaning I'm tuning in every Thursday. That's not what you mean by that.
And to put it simply, they literally put 10 attractive people on an island and just say, yo, go mess with each other. You go on dates, go do this, go do that. So the daily feel of the show is what kind of attracts the audience. You kind of grow with the people. Mm-hmm. So if you get in that Love Island trap, I definitely recommend you just step out as fast as you can because it'll lock you in for sure.
Love Island's one of the better ones of that.
No, it's definitely a decent show.
Yeah, and because right now, obviously, you got to give a big shout out to Girlfriends, watching a lot of Girlfriends, but...
Girlfriends, you went back on that, eh?
For sure. Girlfriends is too tough. But I'm watching mostly just, ball and reality shows. That's, the only two that I'm watching, consistently. Everything else is, we'll step in a little bit, but...
True.
Yo, the NBA's back, so it's just ball and reality shows.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch some movies, I wanna get back in the theater and watch movies because when I'm watching it on streaming, it's just not the same energy, seeing that big blockbuster in front of your face is completely different to watching it on your 55-inch TV or whatever,
I seen Venom and Shang-Chi in theaters.
Oh yeah, Shang what?
Shang-Chi.
Shang who?
Shang-Chi.
No, you're saying it wrong, man. It's Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi?
Let's not get canceled. But yeah, you've been watching that?
Yeah. I watched that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I watched that.
Yeah.
But I two great movies. It's probably one of the best Marvel movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty solid for sure. I saw the trailer for Ghost season 2. It's looking pretty good, man.
Are you really gonna be excited for Ghost like that, season 2? Or is it just because it's more of that same family of
I think
shows?
It's because it's more of the universe.
Okay.
I'm so ingratiated in this power universe that 50 forced upon us that prayers to Lord 50. Yeah, I'm so ingratiated in that power universe that I have to watch every single product that comes out of it because I want to see the fate of some of the characters and shit.
Yeah, no, you're tied in all the way.
Yeah,
all the way.
I'm tied up all the way, bro.
What do you watch on Crave?
Yeah, I watch it on Crave. No,
Okay.
Sorry, I have Amazon, and Amazon has Stars.
Yeah.
So I pay a little $5, and then I get that easy.
Okay. Big shout out to Power. Power is going to probably take some time for me to tap in, but
it'll come, bro.
Yeah, it'll come for sure. I texted you during the week.
You did,
and it was about our beloved hometown team,
the Toronto Raptors,
and that game that Scotty Barnes had, I missed it completely. So please fill us in.
Yo, Scotty was hooping, bro. You're talking about the game against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Scotty was hooping. He had a big double, and he was guarding Tatum, which was dope. Yes. Yeah, Scotty was doing his thing for sure. But the team, it's definitely a work in progress, but it was a big win for sure. Yeah, I definitely recommend you check out the highlights because this guy's about to play some significant minutes for the Raptors.
Did you watch the first game against Washington?
I did, yeah.
What did you think about that game?
As I said, we got a lot of things to work on. It was the first game, the city, the energy in the city was like crazy because it was the first official season game in like 600 days, I think it was. So it was a lot to take in probably, but yeah, the offense wasn't looking too great.
Worst offense in the league.
Wow. I don't really like your basketball take sometimes, but explain why you feel it's the worst offense.
That's what the stats said. It actually was from the worst ranked offense in the league. But it looks like they just can't get a proper shot. Like it looks like house league middle school basketball where everyone's like 5 passes, okay? 5 passes before we put up a shot. That's what it looks like.
That's how you feel?
In the full court, we got some dogs and it's going down. But in the half court, it feels a little tentative, a little rehearsed.
I know the Boston game was a little bit different. And even as we record, we just played a game against
Mavericks.
It was Dallas at home again. Yeah, this was yesterday.
Yeah.
Even that game, like offensively, we weren't there. So I do feel like we do have some kinks we need to work on. But our team's not fully healthy too, so we have to factor that in. And it's a pretty new team. So,
do you have any belief that Pascal will be helpful coming back?
100%.
In terms of us like actually winning more games, because I feel like we could still lose mad at these games.
Bro, we're not a great team though. So even if we have Pascal, we're not absolutely there. But if you put a lineup with Fred, OG, Scotty, Pascal, and one of our bigs, like that's a pretty big versatile lineup.
For sure.
Can get up and down the floor. So obviously he's gonna contribute to winning. Like this he's an all-star. Whatever forthcoming issues that he's had in the past, it is what it is.
No, that's fair. And I feel like I'm optimistic because I know when Kawhi left, Nick Nurse went to Fred and Pascal was like, yo, there's 20 shots that are going to be up for grabs.
Yeah, this is a team for you now.
10 each. With Kyle leaving, that's, 12, 13 shots up for grabs.
100%.
Which is, for OG and Scotty to step into.
I mean, I said on the last pod, like OG needs to take those shots and make that step because it's his turn. Realistically, if you're a real Raptors fan, you know that it was supposed to be OG's turn before Pascal.
Yeah.
In lines of development, but Pascal kind of hopped over him. I guess the whole Kawhi thing and the fit for the team kind of served him more. And OG got hurt that year, so.
Listen, speaking of Kawhi.
Yeah.
Kawhi dropping an album. Before we talk about the actual project.
Yeah.
The thought of Kawhi dropping an album is absolutely hilarious.
Bro, I don't think it is. I think we don't know who Kawhi truly is.
No.
I think the media has put out some type of version of Kawhi that they want us to truly believe he is.
I agree
but
with
I
that.
think he's a cool dude. Like, I feel like he could even sit in this podcast and just take it easy and talk shit.
I've heard that he's actually cool. That's what the other guys like say, that he's like not what people think he is.
Yeah.
But you gotta just put it this way, because this would be the same if LeBron made an album too. Think about how crazy LeBron looks trying to be executive producer for these albums and whatever he says.
I mean, he did that before, and the album was not saying much.
Exactly. Imagine Kawhi giving some of these dudes pointers in the studio. That's what I want you to picture, and tell me it doesn't make you laugh a little bit.
Do you know if Kawhi is actually a good producer or not? Have you listened to the album?
I listened to 5 out of the 7 songs.
Okay.
I would say it's mostly mid. The best song to me right now is a Lil Uzi track.
Okay.
But I would say that it's mostly mid. And I would say that if Kawhi is the one who had to send the songs in these directions, then maybe he's not a good producer.
Is it a producer or more like an A&R for the album, you'd say?
I would say he's probably more of an A&R because producer is seeing the song all the way through.
Yeah.
From beginning to end, and I don't see Kawhi being part of the beginning of some of these songs. These feel like references that you know he just said, "Yo, can I have that?"
I mean, he's a fun guy, so he might put out a fun album. Like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to it in its entirety. and then I'll get back to you. We'll compare Kawhi's A&Ring to LeBron's A&Ring, and we'll see who the real king of LA is.
I just can't with LeBron. Like every time I see this guy rapping lyrics he don't know, like what are you doing, LeBron?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
You'll think it's like when you're watching Squid Game or like one of those foreign shows, and you put on the English. That's what it looks like.
And it don't match up?
And it doesn't match up. That's what I feel like he's doing. Like the audio and the video is just not lining up when he's reciting.
I'm like, I know you're trying to put people on, but just chill.
Yeah, just bob your head. Bob your head.
Anything new you've been listening to?
Anything new? No, man. I've been kind of sleeping on music, which is terrible because we have a podcast to put out every 2 weeks. But I do have some things I'm going to be listening to, and I've been anticipating. So obviously I'm going to listen to like the Kawhi tape, but Wale for sure. I know Wale dropped, so I'm going to be looking out for that. Definitely.
Big Sean,
he dropped his record. I actually did listen to that. It was pretty good to me.
I listened to the new Majid Jordan. For anyone who's sleeping on Majid Jordan, they're very solid. Their new album has Diddy on it.
Oh yeah,
don't like that song at all.
Okay,
but
not what I was expecting.
But happy for them to get that look. Drake is on it, of course. The Wale album, to me, I was very disappointed because I rock with Wale heavy.
You're disappointed, eh? I was anticipating that, man.
Yeah, disappointed. I feel like the whole album I'm disappointed with.
The single with J. Cole was dope.
Yeah, the single with J. Cole is tough, and it's like I feel like he could have done a lot better. Like he's done better songs with these people. Like you know, sure. He has a song with Jamie Foxx, a song with Ross, you know, a song with Maxwell Cream. I'm like, these should add up to like better songs.
So I don't know where to take your opinion on music because I know you have your music podcast and everything. Shout outs to the M.O.P podcast. But on their last episode, you said Meek had a contender for album of the year, and now you're saying Wale's album's mid. You got to talk to me, bro. What's going on?
I'm happy you're giving me the opportunity to walk that one back. Meek's album is still very solid. I played a lot in the gym. Still a very solid album. In terms of album of the year, I was more thinking top 10, top 12, not as much top 5.
Okay.
But, you know, I wanted to give him his credit because, you know,
top 10, top 12 is nowhere close to 1.
Nowhere close. Absolutely not.
Okay, cool.
And then with Wale's album, I think if you think this album has, you know, good qualities, I'll be surprised.
I'm listening.
I trust your musical opinion. I know you know good raps. Wale's raps are still good on this, but he's better than this for sure.
All right, I'm gonna definitely take that listen to this because this was like an official project. This wasn't like a tape or anything.
Official for Lauren too. Okay,
cool. Because I have some good Wale albums in my back pocket that are definitely really good quality. Like the one with Seinfeld was dope.
More About Nothing.
Yeah, and the one after that was good as well. So
yeah.
All right, we'll see. Is there any other music that you're looking forward to?
I think the last thing we got to talk about is Adele.
All right, hold on. Before we get to that, I want to give a shout out to Northside Benji because he dropped his album.
Yes.
And that was highly anticipated. I gave that a listen. So shout outs to the Toronto artist for sure.
Yeah.
The album was definitely pretty good. So
and he got a spot with YouTube Music.
That's dope. Yeah. So shout outs to him for sure.
Yeah, like talking about Toronto artists doing it big, like that's something I'm thinking.
That's very big.
Him and Savannah Ray, like.
I haven't listened to Savannah Ray.
Yeah. Oh, she's tough. She's tough. Yeah, she's an R&B artist. She's out of Scarborough.
Oh yeah.
She won a Juno recently. She's Boy Wonder's first artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Nah, but she's been doing it a long time. I remember like when she was doing different management and.
Yeah. It's cool to see the growth of some of these artists, especially the local ones.
Especially when they're big outside of Toronto as well, but they're still like. I remember my brother didn't know Daniel Caesar was from Oshawa, and he's just a Daniel Caesar fan just off of the music.
Yeah.
He had no idea dude was Canadian, whatever. So
yeah,
that's pretty big to see.
All right, that's dope, man. That's dope. So what are you saying about Adele?
Yes. Adele's coming. The album is called 30. She released a single, Easy on Me, most streamed single in a single day in the history of Spotify.
That's the power of Adele, eh?
Power of Adele, breaking Drake's record for Girls Want Girls. But Adele said this album is about divorce.
Ooh.
And Adele is now with Rich Paul. Ooh. So I'm trying to do some math on this and think about how this album is going to affect what's going on in the world. Because when Adele says something about love and relationships,
You listen.
the world follows.
That's true.
So I'm trying to figure out how this is gonna affect everyone's relationships in the winter.
We as men, we gotta be scared. Like Adele's gonna drop some heartbreak shit. Summer Walker's gonna drop some heartbreak shit. SZA's about to drop some shit. So we gotta be on our shit, man. The female Instagram captions and the emotional state of relationships is definitely gonna be in shambles after this.
It's gonna be in a shaky place. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, Summer Walker you brought up is a crazy one too. Summer Walker and Adele in the same quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You better behave yourself outside.
Yeah, for sure,
Like,
because this is gonna give some newfound energy to those that didn't. So we have to be on our P's and Q's. You even think about splitting the bill. You're getting left at the table. So
What? Yeah, that's a topic for another day for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when those albums like get closer to dropping, we're definitely gonna see the ramifications.
For sure. So looking forward to next week.
Yeah,
we got to talk about Layla. So we
Layla. Can we tell the people who Layla is?
Yeah, tell us who Layla is.
So I said on the pod, episode 1, that I was planning to get a dog. The dog has come, and her name is Layla, and she's a very cute dog. She is a cockapoo, which is a Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix.
You didn't say it like that.
Yeah, just had to, accentuate her name, her breed. So, but yeah, she's been a really good girl so far, and she's learning. We got her about an hour out from Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's used to like farm life and stuff. So when she sees condos and sliding doors and cars, she gets kind of scared.
How does it feel to be a new father?
This is the first child that I have that I know about, so it's been pretty good to be in somebody's life. You know, it's another heartbeat.
This guy said in somebody's life, not them in my life. You're happy to help the less fortunate.
Yeah. So I was carrying her and I was like, damn, like she's alive. It's like a little heartbeat, which is crazy for me to say because I have a multitude of friends that have kids, and I'm here posting my dog. So I don't know, my values and are definitely not as adjusted as some people's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about Layla. That's my favorite.
I'm gonna bring it to
section.
the pod, man. I'm gonna bring it to the pod one of these days. Yeah.
Listen. I don't know if any of y'all have ever recorded a pod or interview with a dog around.
Yeah.
Vibes.
What do you say? Instant views.
Vibes and views.
Vibes and views.
My most watched freestyle from when we used to do the in the cuts is when there was a dog in the studio.
Okay, so there you go. Layla needs to make an appearance.
Yeah, all the way up.
Yeah. But she's been a good girl so far. So Layla, when you're watching this on YouTube, Daddy loves you.
I think we're ready to be out. I think we're ready to go. Subscribe to us, please. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave
100%.
us a rating and a review, 5 stars, not a single star less.
6 if you can.
6 if you can. Subscribe on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. New episodes every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, we're going to be hitting you with new content. So just look out for us. If you can follow us at the Mayor Media on Instagram. And yeah, subscribe to us on YouTube. Like we're always looking for growth, and we think growth is the biggest thing when it comes to doing shit like this. So shout outs to you guys. We got a lot of feedback, and yeah, we're just looking for more. So appreciate that.
Know yourself, know your worth.
All right. Yeah, I think we're good.
Thanks for listening to this episode. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere else you can play podcasts.